Am I the jerk because I didn't tell my friend where I applied to college? This was a while ago, but I didn't tell my friend where I ended up applying to college. It was her dream school, and since then, she's ghosted me. Back then, I knew it was her dream school but didn't decide to apply to it until after she asked me where I was applying, and I never updated her. Fast forward, I learned from our mutual friend that she doesn't want to be friends with me because of that incident years ago, and that's why she's ghosting me. Up until now, she's always said that it was fine. She even encouraged me to post about it on social. So then after finding out from my friend, I reached out to her and asked what's up, and she explained that she thinks I took the opportunity from her. She said that if I would have told her, she would have had a better chance at getting in since she could have applied for regular decision instead of early. Her family hates me, she hates me, and obviously, I was distraught. Was I the jerk? Am I the jerk for making my wife sleep in another room? I married my wife 7 months ago, and we don't have kids. Before our marriage, we both had STI tests, and the results were negative. Last month, I began experiencing unusual symptoms, such as burning during urination and back pain. I visited the doctor last week, and he informed me that I tested positive for chlamydia. I'm confused about how I contracted it since I've only been with my wife. Furthermore, I asked my wife to get tested, and her results came back negative. She insists that she has been faithful and provided links suggesting that chlamydia can be transmitted through toilet seats. I'm not convinced, so I asked her to stay in another room while I sort out my thoughts. Now, I'm feeling confused and unsure about what to do next. Am I the jerk for treating my wife with such a bad way? Am I the jerk for not caring about my wife being sick after insulting me about my sickness? Yesterday, my wife was not sick and we got into an argument. I spent my 2 days off of work in bed and in hot baths to alleviate symptoms of what I feel was a pretty rough flu. She got pissed and yelled that I was being a little whiner, and I had a man cold. Now she has the same illness and texted me she couldn't stand without being dizzy, was vomiting, etc. I don't feel bad and almost want to laugh. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for not caring about or believing my colleagues' dramas? She recently left her long-term boyfriend. They have a mortgage and 2 dogs together. Her reasons for leaving were she doesn't love him anymore, and she wanted to be single. Since leaving him and moving back in with her mom, she has slept with 7 people, is on all the dating apps, and is going on dates every weekend with a different boy each time. She has been off work for 3 weeks due to the stress of the breakup, but while it was off sick she was still sleeping with one of her new 7, all under the guise and adamant view of wanting to be single. Am I the jerk for thinking she's just a drama queen? Her latest story is one of her new 7 that fizzled out is obsessed with her. He's joined her gym, sits outside her son's house in his car at night and visits her local coffee shop daily even though he doesn't live locally. I just don't believe anything she says. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for not telling my friend's girlfriend he is hitting on me? I've been friends with this guy for over 7 years. He has never actively tried flirting with me until recently, which is so strange to me. He's been in a relationship for around 1 year now and has recently sent me some pretty strange texts, when I asked him for some advice on boxing. Furthermore, he said things suggesting that he's always had a thing for me but couldn't act on it since I've had a boyfriend back then. He also did send me a pic of his naked upper body saying he was cold and needed some warmth. I have no relationship with his girlfriend whatsoever. However, if my boyfriend acted this way I honestly would like to know. I do really appreciate him as a friend and don't want to risk my relationship with him, so I don't know what to do now. Am I the jerk for pushing back against training others on one of my systems? Hello everyone. So a bit of background here, I'm a manager at my company, but I do IT on the side as well. One of the systems I've built, my department relies on for report creation. It reads various CSV files in order to populate things like locations, employees, clients and their contact info, etc. Another department uses this system, but they aren't reliant on it. Recently another manager has asked me to train one of their staff on how to update these files. I'm pushing back against this because the whole department has a history of losing files. At least a dozen times a year I have to dig through our archives for deleted files or audit trails because someone misplaced a report. If the same thing happens it'll cripple the whole system my department relies on. I can easily train them to do the work, it's not hard. I just don't want to create more problems in the future for myself. So am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for setting boundaries around my washcloth? My BF keeps taking my washcloths and wiping down items such as his shoes, his sideboard etc. and I can't stand it. He rinses them after, but I use them to clean my body and intimate parts. I only want them to be used on me. I've replaced multiple washcloths and end up having to keep doing so because I catch him using them, and it grates me so much. Today I lost it and told him that it's disrespectful that he keeps using my washcloths after I've asked him multiple times over 10 years not to do so. He's sulking now and I'm feeling bad. How else must I set the boundary? Am I the asshole? Am I the jerk for taking my device off my mom's Apple ID? I'm 17F and have my own phone. Up until I was 16 my phone was on my mom's Apple ID, however I took it off when I got my new phone and made my own, as she had been looking through my texts by adding my number as a receiver on her phone. She found out, as we used to find each other's phones by using the Find My Device noise thing on Find My iPhone, but she can't do it anymore. I have added her as a friend on Find My iPhone so she can still track me, however she says it's not the same and I need to change it back. I feel bad, but I just want my privacy. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for taking my son to the beach? First time posting on Reddit. I'm in a relationship with a woman who has 3 kids. I have one from a previous relationship. Furthermore, I am currently the stay-at-home dad for the summer and spend lots of time with all the kids. This morning my son wanted to spend some alone time with me and asked to go to the local beach for 30 minutes and swim with me. I took him, and we had some rare alone time in a very busy house. My fiancé comes home from work and finds out and starts lecturing me on how what I did was wrong and starts going off on me about how I should have taken all the kids, etc. Am I the asshole? Am I the jerk if I don't allow my aunt-in-law to hold my baby? My aunt-in-law is coming into town to visit and see my baby, however I just found out she's a chain smoker. I'm very paranoid about the potential exposure of second-hand smoke on my 3-year-old baby. It seems my husband and sister-in-law don't agree. They say to ease up as she's only in town for a short while and probably won't have another chance to see my baby. I'm not sure what to do or what to say if even my husband doesn't agree. Am I the jerk? I refuse to go outside in the heat? Last year, during the summer holiday, I got sunstroke. I already avoid the sun and any heat over 25 degrees, and since that day, I have gotten worse with dealing with the heat. I live in the UK, and it doesn't get too hot, and I'm glad of that. My mum wants me go to our places, and I've said that it's too hot for me to go out, and when it cools down I will. I don't like going out in general, because I find walking around boring. I have even told my mum to go out by herself if she really wants to go out. She keeps calling me a selfish brat because I don't want to go out and told her to go out with friends. For extra context, I'm fair-skinned and autistic. I burn quickly, and my heat tolerance is fucked up. If ketchup and mayo weren't available, what sauce would you eat your fries with? Chips, not a correction on you for what you call deep-fried potato sticks, but more for the fact I don't eat fries as chips exist. The potato button is superior to the stick. Anyway, I have salt and vinegar and curry sauce as my default go-to. No need for mayo or ketchup when curry sauce exists. It's rare to go to a chip shop and not find curry sauce these days. They have regular, Irish and Chinese too. Chinese is very nice. What helps you with anxiety? For me, the best antidote to anxiety includes a blend of the following. 1. Structured routine to anchor my day. 2. Mindfulness meditation to stay present. 3. Regular jogging to clear the mind. 4. Curling up with a good book for escape. 5. Sticking to a consistent sleep schedule. This cocktail of habits helps keep the anxious waves at bay. And on the rougher days, I make a conscientious effort to reach out to a friend or family member just to talk it out. Sometimes just voicing it out loud puts things in perspective. What job has the worst toll on mental health? Might seem out of left field, but customer service. Call center customer service specifically. A lot of people call because they are angry and frustrated, but because they can't see that the person on the other side of the phone is a real person, they will yell and carry on and abuse you. You can employ all the de-escalation methods you like, but sometimes people just really want to take it out on and blame someone for their issues. Women of Reddit, what is a question a man should never ask, however tempting? 1. In my early 20s I had an oncologist that was always in heels, and my mom would usually be with me. Then one day the only difference was my oncologist wasn't wearing heels, and at the end of the appointment my mom asks, "How far along are you?" My heart sunk, like, what the hell, you don't ask that. But it turned out she was pregnant. 2. A couple of years back when I started my current job, a lady in another department was going over a bunch of things to look out for in the next month or two because she was about to go on maternity leave. I was so close to saying, "Oh, I didn't know you were pregnant." She was definitely on the larger side. But I managed to bite my tongue at the last second. Phew. Would I be the jerk for talking to our daycare director about something possibly racist? Hello, long-time lurker, first-time poster. I'm wondering if I would be blowing this out of proportion or being an asshole if I talked to my son's daycare director about a song they're singing in my son's class. For context, my son is 1, so he and the kids in the class don't know any better. We received a video of them singing songs during circle time, and one song made me and my partner cringe. The teacher was singing, 10 little Indians jumping on a boat and the boat fell over. I've never heard this song, only 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed and then doing the hand over mouth stereotypical war cry. Sorry if that's incorrect, but then some of the children started doing it back. Again, they're 12 to 18 months old, so would I be a dick to privately message the director and ask them not to sing that song or do that hand gesture? We are not indigenous or native, but I feel like that's completely inappropriate. Thank you. Am I the jerk for telling my mom I don't want to see her? I am 16, and my mom, 39F, haven't really been seeing eye to eye recently. A few months back she told me to go live with my father. I'm much happier at my father's and have agreed with my father to do a custody change. Now that my mom has found out, she is trying to blackmail me into living with her by saying she'll change my address with the school, so I can't go to that school anymore. If I moved back in with mom, I still wouldn't be in the area. Am I the asshole in this situation for not wanting to see my mother? Am I the jerk for not taking my turn to do dishes? I, 27F, live at home for reasons not relevant here but would explain the age and home thing. Anyway, I cook for my mom, 40F, sister, 20F, and I just about every night. However, we are supposed to rotate who does dishes. When it is their turns, they take days to do them and let them pile up. So I end up doing them. Tonight it was my turn, technically, but I've done them the last 2 days in a row. I refused and said that it was up to one of them to do dishes. They said that since it was my night, I should do them. I said that since I do both of their turns, one of them should. Am I the jerk for putting my foot down and demanding one of them do the dishes on my night?